say arigato, like we say arigato. Well, that jam is coming along just fine, guys, gals, ghouls. What do you guys think?
Steve is in the house. Chrome is in the house. Thomas in the house. Panda's in the house. Let me know if you want to come in, Panda.
Steve, Panda, Thomas.
Let me know if you want to come in, Dave. Anybody, let me know if you guys want to come in. I have to send links. The Wookie Wookster is here.
Wookie Wook.
Where have you been?
Simon Greatbutch.
Simon Greatbutch.
Yeah, I think this jam is coming along just fine. It's finally starting to get under our fingers. Oh. Yeah, you get some sleep, Sam. You are a mother effer who is well known to be sleep deprived. You need to go ahead and soil your royal oats.
Doommonger is here. Viral Beats is here. Viral, boy, you need to go check out a dude we was just watching. His name is Mango C4. Pretty much anybody in here who likes hip-hop beats being cooked up from scratch, check out Mango C4. Mango Charlie 4. Mango C4. That shit sound like some bingo type shit. Reconsider it, Thomas Yan. Hey, Sif, if you want to come in, let me know, hey, Sif. We'll send you a link. Or the link has already been sent. Anybody wanting to come in and join, let us know. Let the mods know. They'll get a hold of us. Probes is here. Okay, let me get this set up. So today's Wednesday, and as we do on Wednesday, we play a random artist. No rhyme, no reason.
No reasons, no rhymes.
And today's artists that have been selected will play as follows. Apollo Hanzo is in the house. And before we get to kicking off the chatty Cathys, let's get this out of the way here. Give me a second. And we'll get these artists pulled up.
Oh, go get you a new trash bin near Chrome. Did you break the other one, huh? I think Steve said he might come in a little later. Just let us know if you do, Steve. It's all good.
Hang with this 1 second here.
Paulo Hanzo. Bang, bang. We was just talking about your ass today. We kind of put a little something to the street gods to make sure you safe when your ass get to Gary, Indiana, my boy, because that's a
word life.
Whoa. I mean, you know how to choose them. Shit. I don't even know a dude who knows a dude who wants to go to Gary, Indiana.
I don't even know a dude who knows a dude.
Steve says he's ready.
Okay, we'll send the link, Steve. Dave, you have a link too, Asif. Just so you know.
I think he's working right now.
Okay.
Yeah, just you. Bruh, bring a taser. Bring some pepper spray.
Yeah, if y'all don't know about Gary, Indiana.
It's where Michael Jackson was born. The Jackson 5 was raised and born, and where they got the shit whooped out of them by Joe Jackson. But yeah, look it up. Look at the goddamn crime statistics. It's on par per capita to Chi-Town, Chirac, the Windy City, Chicago. If you don't know.
Now you know.
Yeah, Chrome, Gary is sad news. And I'm not saying all the people in Gary are sad news, right? Because some people don't have a choice. I mean, they have a choice, but they're probably committed in that situation. And for those good folk in Gary, peace and love to you. And we pray for you. But goddamn if y'all ain't got no hoodlums running around that joint there. I tell you what, if you didn't believe in carrying the gun, take your ass to Gary, Indiana, and we'll see if we can't just knock that shit right up on out of you. If your role in life is like, I'm not a victim, I'll never be a victim, it's bullshit. Everybody becomes a victim. I became a victim from a gruesome ass goddamn dog attack.
Oh shit, Summer of Synths just popped in. Synth Punk here. We done got a goddamn another renegade flying on Monkey Island. I don't know if we gave you clearance, Synth Punk. I guess you just made your own clearance.
Yeah, he did.
Renegades don't normally stick to the rules anyways.
Yeah, whoever's, let me ask you guys this. Has anyone out there ever been a victim of something? Have you ever been a victim?
Hold on, ask that question yet.
Don't answer that yet. That's for after these vids. Don't answer that yet. Just hold on to that. Hold on to that question. We'll get back to it.
Okay. Okay. Up first, before we ask that question, we are going to play Wagyu. Steve, if you could find his link.
Roger that.
We got a total of 4. Up first is Wagyu.
Wags.
Might want to mute your mic, Steve.
Roger.
Damn.
Echo Craft.
That was fire.
That was special. That was Echo Craft 8 years ago. Off of his album.
Timeless.
Up next,
Fort Lisa.
I believe it's Tracker Jack. was Tracker Jack.
That shit slapped hard, didn't it?
Tracker Redacted Legs.
Shit was so unorthodox.
This is ASIF. ASIF Stripe. There's just something about that damn Asif stripe.
I know every track is an emotional roller coaster. You just don't know what you're gonna get with that dude. It's like a box of chocolates, my friend.
It's an assorted box too. Steve, how in the hell are you?
I'm good. Cool tracks, those, all 4 of them. Really good.
Yeah.
Isn't it funny how Echo and Wags kind of had almost the same vibe in the beginning?
Very similar.
Yeah.
And it was just a random
thing.
selection.
It was almost as if it was one track that you just played and there was a bit of a gap between them.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I was getting.
Yeah. I just like I like the mix up. I like how everybody just has their own flavor.
Right.
I think that's the best thing about music. When I look at everybody who's here on Monkey Island, I just look at them as it's weird to say this, but a comic book, you know? And they're their own little superheroes within their book. And you're just basically reading everyone's book.
Right.
Well, someone asked me the other day if I listened to the charts, and I said, there's no point. It's all formulaic nonsense. I said, I've got these guys.
Right.
I've got everyone, all you in the chat, and, you guys and everything, because, you're way better than chart stuff. Much, much better, much more diverse, interesting, just, it's fantastic. Anyway.
Yeah. Yes, it's unorthodox. Everyone here is highly unorthodox. You just can't put your finger on it. What's today's question?
Today's question.
The topic of the day.
The topic of the day is: has anyone ever out there been a victim of something? I won't even label it crime or anything. Have you ever been a victim of anything? A true victim of something?
And here's a real statistic before you answer that. 5 out of 6 people are somehow engaged in a violent crime. So, spill the beans. Who's been a part of something tragic?
Go ahead, Steve.
Well, it's just a small thing. I was wandering along a high street not far from where I lived it must have been in the late 80s. And this twat stepped out in front of me and basically, stopped me from walking down the road. And I was aware there was another guy on his right that was obviously part of this, and basically asked me to give me his wallet or give him my wallet. And I said, no chance. And this is in a main road, the cars going by me, literally, right, people everywhere. I said, no chance, you got no chance. And he sort of opened his jacket and he's got a sort of a little knife hanging there next to his jeans on a loop thing. And I thought, yep, okay, it's probably time to get out of here. So I was really lucky because not far down the road, there was a shop I visited very regularly. And I thought, if I can make it there, I'll be okay because the shopkeeper will help me out. So I sort of started to blag, said, no, blah, 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 and sort of stepped around them. And as soon as I got a chance, I was like down the road. And I managed to run into this shop. And I said to the shopkeeper, there's 2 guys behind me. They're trying to mug me. Just phone the police for me. And they appeared at the door, and the shopkeeper said, you 2 don't come in. And he was literally holding the phone. This is an old style phone, not a mobile. And dialed 999. And he literally said into the thing, police, please, like that. And the guys just went, they were gone. Absolutely run like that. But the police did turn up. And I explained what had happened. And they said, no trouble. He said, hop in the car, we'll drive you back. And they drove me back home, which was really nice of them. So I wasn't going to come into contact with them. I never saw them again.
Yeah, were they young kids or?
Not much younger than me. I was about 24, 25 at the time. I reckon they were 18, 19, possibly. And it was still a bit frightening. I mean, I'm not a physical guy, I'm not really that sort of person. And it was a bit frightening at the time. But thanks to the shopkeeper and the police, I suppose, nothing came of it. And also my legs, I must admit, I ran like hell.
I bet you did.
I was
adrenaline.
Gone down the road. Yeah, I was for a good 50 seconds or so. It was about that long, I reckon.
You're probably like, for fuck's sake, that dude is quick.
He's got cardio.
His cardio game is impeccable.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Yeah, but
find
like I say, didn't bump into him again, thankfully.
I find it funny that he opens his jacket up and flashes a knife. Some people will say, you show me your knife, just hurry up and take it and be like, you mean this knife? But in the States, if someone opens up their jacket, and Georgie and all the others from the States can tell you this, it ain't going to be no knife.
Yeah.
If somebody opens their jacket up in the States, it's most likely
firearm.
going to be a pistol. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But it wasn't particularly big, I have to say. It wasn't, but it could have caused some damage. You were talking about this the other day, and I just wanted to reiterate, in the UK, you are allowed to carry a knife, provided it is non-locking. It has to be non-locking. You can't have a one that locks open, and it has to be below 3.5 inches long, and you have to have a reason for carrying it. It's not as if you can say, "Oh yeah, I'm going to carry a knife." You just can't do that. You have to be maybe a gardener going for a job or something, or someone who uses a knife in their course of work and have just come away or just going to that job. Otherwise, you can be done for what is it, carrying with intent or something along those lines. I can't remember. Even if you're not. And I know a friend of mine who has had all of his tools in the car confiscated because he couldn't prove he was coming from or to a job. And this is all his livelihood. We're talking about all his mechanic tools and stuff.
Right.
So they'll swipe anything.
Damn.
Yeah, but getting stabbed, Roy said, it's not fun either.
No. Good point.
Yeah.
Oh, God, Roy. Yeah, no thanks. This thing was, I don't know, must have been about yay long, but it could have caused some damage had it gone in. George knives aren't, well, they're kind of you don't see many knives in the UK, not out and about. Even craftsmen don't tend to use them, not unless you're talking about a Stanley knife, which is, a Stanley knife, click out and cut carpet, that kind of thing. But knives aren't that common. And you don't see people brandishing them about at all, not at all, apart from this idiot in the 80s. But, there you go.
I think I think the most recent was my dog encounter when I got attacked by that dog. Instantly, you become a victim. And that dog did not give two flying fucks.
I know, he wouldn't do. He's a dog.
And he actually wanted more. But thank God I kicked him in the freaking nose.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, what was I can't remember. Oh, I can remember one when we were living in Southern California. We were with a friend of ours in the city of Hawthorne.
Oh, yeah.
And we were going to go watch a movie, and maybe 3 guys jumped out in front of us, put guns to our heads.
Not to our heads, but yeah.
They ended at my head. I don't know about yours.
I wasn't looking at that.
Oh, I remember it very clear.
Oh.
And
what you would do? Well,
I proceeded to give him everything.
Yeah.
I was like, there's nothing of value. Like, take whatever is in my pocket, but there's nothing more, that I cherished in my life.
Yeah, you could take my movie ticket if that's.
Yeah, and it wasn't much. We were young. We just literally had a movie ticket. You know? They didn't even take that. So I remember that very clear. I also remember when I was when we were at the age of 7. This again was in South Central LA, and this woman was babysitting my brother and I, and she took us to this fish store to get fish food for our aquarium. And she parked on the corner of the store. And as she got out, a couple of guys closed the door behind her, shoved her against the door, and was literally beating her up, took her purse, and ran off. And I remember that. Mm-hmm. Do you remember that?
Very clear.
And I remember like, oh my God, this is crazy. What is going on?
She wanted us to open the door.
Yeah.
That was the part where it's like imprinted in my mind as we did not open the door.
Right.
Even if she was screaming at the top of her lungs. We just knew if we opened that door, well, he's got access to us now.
Right.
So, hey, take this beat down for us. We're only, 5 or 6? I don't know how old. We were very
We
young.
were 7. I think we were 7.
Okay, we can split hairs.
Because we were still living in with Joe, you know.
Yeah, 5, 6, or 7. But it was traumatizing. Steve Elbow says, someone that I never seen before broke my nose outside of McDonald's when I was 17. Now that's just fucked up.
Damn. Just walked up and just bink.
With his fist? Was it what? Did he have some sort of weapon? Steve also says someone waved a samurai sword around in the street outside our house, and the police enjoyed hitting him with their batons. I bet you they did because they bored as shit. They don't get to walk around and just whoop on people.
See, Panda saw a guy in, what is that, Steve? Plymouth? Openly carrying a machete.
Yeah, Plymouth, down on the south coast. That way. Actually, no, sorry, I should do that because if you're looking at the screen, it's that way, but he's actually, for me, it's that way.
He said, Steve Elbow says, yes, repeated fist to my face. He attempted to knee me in the balls too, but he was too short.
Good God, Steve.
What a fucker. What a fucker,
I'm laughing
man.
at Panda.
I'm pointing to Steve.
Let's see. Roy said, I got my teeth knocked out once rather than getting stabbed. God damn.
What's that, Lesser of Two Evils? Oh, God.
But he did get stabbed too.
Yeah, he said earlier on.
Jesus.
You know what? I don't want to hang out with Roy Droid Voight.
Do you know what? Listening to this and seeing this, it's just way too common. It's nuts.
5 out of 6 people, they say. That's
it's nuts.
wild.
Scruffy says knives are only a problem because we don't have guns, and that's a fact.
Oh, in the UK, yeah.
the UK,
Scruffy's from the UK. So
If we had guns over here, it would be absolute hell.
I bet.
Honestly.
I bet. Anywhere.
Yeah. It's just no way.
I think in the U.S., if we didn't have guns, we had knives here, they would go up in arms and ban the knives. People in the U.S. act as if though the guns and the knives are the problem when it's the human.
That's the people.
That's the problem.
yeah.
That's the people.
Yeah, Sam got shot by a modified BB gun. He said, fuck, that hurt.
Yeah, I'll bet.
And those things can kill you depending on the
yes, they can.
Oh, yeah.
particular style of BB gun.
Right. Who else
Just
we
got to get hit in the wrong place.
Tone Smith says, worst I got was a few sucker punches when I was a teen in random fights. As far as direct violence goes, guy got off easy. Oh, I don't know, Tone. Don't set yourself, knock on wood, because last I checked, you're still a young man. Life always has something in store for you.
It will not let you down. This is true.
Well, I'll give you another story if you like. This only happened a couple of years ago. Me and my partner, Jenny, who you haven't met yet, were walking back along the promenade, which comes all the way down to our house where we live here in front of us and carries on. There was a chap with a young kid who was about 5 years old, maybe, something like that. And this kid finished his drink and proceeded to throw the can or the bottle on the beach. Mm-hmm. And the bloke with him, basically, who was carrying a can of lager, laughed. And Jenny said, you think that's funny, do you? Because this is our home. We live here. Would you mind going and picking it up? And he immediately got very aggressive, turned around and started to face up to Jenny. So I kind of, got in front and sort of, no, don't worry, mate, blah, 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 carry on, whatever. And she's behind me going, no, you can't do that. You can't do that. You've got to sort it out. And the kid's having he's having a go. So I just tried to separate them, but she wouldn't have it. She was really, and I, to try and get her away, I walked away and I said, look, come on, let's just go. Don't worry about it. Just let's go. And she said, no, blah, 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 blah. And eventually she did follow me and I crossed the road to get away from it. And she had a right go at me for not sticking up for the area.
You caused that bullshit, you finish it.
So, and we started to walk home in silence. Well, she was slightly behind me, but I was making sure she was there. And this guy was basically staring at us in parallel, and he walked all the way down the road watching us as we walked down the road. And I'm thinking, he's going to clock where we live. I do not want that to happen.
Right,
So,
yeah.
thankfully, there was a load of bushes that sprout at the end, and I managed to get in when they were behind the bushes, and she didn't talk to me for 3 days.
Well,
But discretion being the better part of valor, if he had a flung at her, I mean, well, maybe I wouldn't have been responsible for what damage I did to him, but you know, there was a kid involved as well, and it was just a nightmare situation. So I thought, no, let's just step away. Let's let him go. You know, fuck a can on the beach. Someone else can deal with that. Let's just off we go.
how fucked up is that though? You with a woman who likes to go out and start shit. It is always like with the biggest dude, and you like, goddamn, bitch, can you not fucking pick goddamn the King Kong of motherfuckers over there?
He wasn't massive, but he had muscle. I could tell.
Well,
And also,
yeah,
he
but
was
still.
pissed. He was pissed.
I'm not trying to get into a fight because of your ass and starting shit.
Yeah, fuck all that. Shit.
Damn.
So yeah.
Way
Anyway,
to set your man up. Ladies, if you out there doing some stupid shit like that, fight your own fucking battle. On my aspect,
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, Roy said, I dished every woman that did that.
it's not quite as easy as that, Roy. Not for me. We've been together a long while.
Yeah.
Well, it's all right.
just-
It happened, but I'm just saying to the ladies that's out there doing that, fuck you. Finish your shit.
Yeah.
And thankfully, we never saw them again either.
Yeah, man, those are some encounters.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's the only problem we've had here. We've been here for 11 years, and that is the only problem we've had with anyone here at all. So, you know,
Yeah.
And I only say that because, listen to me, okay? And I'm not saying all women, but you know, God damn it, they'd like to start some motherfucking drama. And Roy hit it right. That's why I don't have sisters. Roy be whooping ass every goddamn day if he had sisters.
Tone Smith said, the worst I got was a few sucker punches when I was a teen in random fights. As far as direct violence goes, think I got off easy. I mean, I did learn to take a pretty punch well. I mean,
that's how you can look at it.
Something to be said.
I mean, chalk it up. Shit.
I feel like I'm like once I got out of my 20s, I avoid conflict no matter what now.
Yep.
After coming from the streets and seeing how fast things can get, you know,
or how escalation. Like that. Just from nothing to you know, whatever, in seconds.
Because you never know what a person might have on them or what type of day they're going through. Like, what if a person just lost everything and has nothing to lose?
And, and unfortunately, when I was on patrol, I had to approach and get involved in the shit. But what I could do very well is I had the gift of verbal judo. I could talk somebody in the handcuffs, make them laugh, get my way out of it. I did not like to fight, but when they forced you to, I mean, I had all kind of fucking tools. I was ready to go. I mean, I had OC, I had a taser, I had a asp, I had a weapon. I mean, choose your poison. But my whole thing was I don't want to fight. I don't know anybody that other than just a fucking bully who wakes up and go, you know what?
Or a professional fighter, yeah.
Right. I just want to go out and just fight day.
Yeah. Yeah, Crazy Rabbit said in my 54 years, my 54 years, the only people that kicked my ass were my parents. I chose to evade any conflict as I got older. That's probably the smart thing to do.
Yeah.
Unless Tom makes a good point as well.
Well, what about nonviolent crimes?
What about nonviolent crimes?
What about the nonviolent crimes? You ever been a victim of something like a scam? Is that what you're going at? Tone, like a over the phone scam? I did a lot of reports for the elderly when I was doing law enforcement, and it was so unfortunate. I felt so bad for them that people would call them and be like, hey, it's your uncle. They may have had a name or something, or whoever. I'm in jail. I need money. And they would wire them, the people money, like an obscene amount of money. And I would just feel so bad that they got scammed.
Yeah. Yeah, that's man. I used to watch those on YouTube. You get to watch these hackers just go in on scammers in India. And they just give them a taste of their own medicine.
Right.
I used to like watching those films.
There's a fantastic documentary on TV quite a while ago now, but basically a guy did bait one of these guys and managed to get him to take a plane from, I think it was Nigeria, this one was not in India. And this guy came from Nigeria and he met up with this guy who was wired, and he went through the whole thing about it, and the police promptly grabbed him. So they deported him, and he got done when he got back as well. So,
yeah.
Nice.
That's like,
that
that's
was
like
satisfying, that was.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love watching revenge. I love when the hackers go in on these guys.
It's not about revenge, it's about justice, surely.
It is.
I mean, it's not that you did this so you get that. It's basically you did this so you will be punished for doing it. It's a different thing. Revenge is personal.
Yeah.
Hey, well, it's going there now, Tone Smith. I don't.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
It went there.
It went there. Be proud of it. It's like totally where I was not going.
Those of us who pay taxes are victims.
Yeah. Whoever pays
Legalized that is.
taxes, we're victims of fucking taxes. That's a global epidemic right there.
Global problem, yeah.
Yeah. Shit.
And there's some people who fight the case that paying taxes is illegal.
Yeah.
Meow. Just crept in right behind you.
Why the hell did I
you like the fact she's laying on my keyboard?
Yeah.
It just stretches out.
You got to stop showing her those fucking Jervis videos.
Yeah, she's a big fan of Tom and Jackson. I don't know which one she likes more. Probably wants to freeze them.
I'm over here looking behind our computer like, where's the cat? What is he talking? Oh, okay.
This one here. There you go.
Let's pick your brain, Steve. Today we're going to pick Steve's brain.
Oh dear, there's not much left, but carry on.
Okay. All right. I just saw something on YouTube that had a guy fooled.
Fooled?
Fooled.
Yeah, okay.
He was watching a news report about an incident somewhere in Chicago, I believe. And he was totally invested in it. And then he said, wait a minute. Was this an AI video? And upon investigation, it was totally an AI generated news clip.
Fake news.
And you couldn't tell the difference. There was one thing that gave it away, I think he said. And is that the times we've entered? I don't want to say that's the times that are coming, because clearly this man was fooled. I mean, it had CNN on it. It had the appropriate newscaster.
Yep.
And it was all AI created.
Yeah, pretty soon we're not going to know what's going on.
I mean,
at the moment, AI is a little bit of the Wild West. There's precious little regulations, and people can basically do what they want. And a lot of it's free as well. You can go and do a lot of this for nothing. I think that what will happen is that AI content, whatever it is, however it's made, will be fingerprinted or watermarked in such a way that it has to be verified before it's used, or it is stated, particularly on a news broadcast, if they're broadcasting legally.
Yeah,
that
but
it
it's
was
already
AI generated.
happening, Steve. It's already happening.
I know. So maybe it needs, instead of having a fingerprint, it needs an authenticity. So basically, there should be a stamp that can't be created by AI, because there's lots of stuff that AI still can't do. And maybe this is just an idea thought of literally in that moment, but basically something has an authenticity tab, like a hologram on something. You know, it's basically very hard to copy holograms, and maybe that's the way it will go. maybe there'll be some kind of digital hologram or whatever in content to say this is real rather than AI generated and so on.
Yeah. There's a couple in Florida who got hoaxed out of some money because they got a phone call from supposedly one of their brothers, and it sounded like her
deep fake.
Sounded like her brother. It said everything that's
really easy
wild.
to do. Very easy to do. I mean, they would have had to have got, I think it's a minimum of 10 seconds of speech from the brother to be able to do that. But, you know, that's not too difficult. If you've got people's details of their family and so on, then you can call someone up, get them talking for 10 minutes, if you're lucky. And there's your source material. Make your model up and so on.
Damn.
Jesus
Rabbit
Christ.
said, "Who in chat is AI?" I want to know that too.
I want to know who in
the
chat is
fucking
an
chat
actual
AI
bot.
right now. And Rabbit wanted to know, as far as being victimized, has anyone ever ordered a scent and got a box of rocks in return?
Yeah. If you want Temu,
Temu is some bullshit, isn't it?
Jeez. Well, I don't know. What's the cat doing? Just carry on cleaning yourself, cat. I hope everyone's enjoying the show. Anyway, I was going to say something about AI, and it's gone out of my head now. Never mind.
damn, what happened to Tone?
Don't know what did happen. A friend whose grandmother got a call saying, "Oh, I know what I was going to say," saying it was in trouble and it needed $10,000, and she sent the crazy.
Oh fuck!
Damn.
10 grand, ping, gone. I mean,
That's a lot of money,
I
man.
think by next year, if I felt bored and I go, I don't want to do a live today. Let's instead
get an AI version.
right.
Oh, I know what I was
And
going to
if
tell
you
you.
guys couldn't tell the part, holy shit!
I know what I was going to tell you. I briefly tried this out. Google have a system where you can get it to summarize a document for you. I chose a manual for the Hydrosynth, actually. So I uploaded a PDF of the Hydrosynth, and it will summarize it for you. You can ask it questions. You can say, how do I do this sound or whatever, and it will tell you. And what's even more amazing is that it will create a podcast for you, which is normally about 25 minutes. And there's a male and a female voice talking about the Hydrosynth, and it goes through all the different features. And you can interrupt it, and you can actually talk to it, and it will talk back at you, whichever one you've interrupted.
Holy
Wow.
shit.
And this is free online right now.
right now,
Oh, bye-bye, PSN.
right now.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye, PSN. Bye-bye,
Well, they-
Safety. Bye,
They don't
Samurai.
teach you how to use it, do they? They
Yep.
review. They review.
Bye-bye,
Although,
Samurai.
you know,
no
that's
one.
coming.
Bye, Jervis.
Yeah. I mean,
They're coming for you.
fuck. I mean, it would only make sense if AI inundated every social webs with stuff like that, mimicking other content creators. It just seems like that's going to be very plausible here.
Well, as long as the creator, the content, they're using their face and persona gets paid.
I'm sure it will speak to you in Robbie's voice, Tone.
I don't know who it is, Uncle Chrome. No idea. It's just two voices, but they're very good. They're very articulate, and I've got to say they do sound very American. They've got that kind of thing to them. They don't sound British. They sound American, but that's Google for you.
Panda said it's going to struggle to mimic him. I doubt it. I doubt
With
it.
enough material, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's still just pattern recognition, though. It's
It'll
just
go through
looking
all-
at trends.
Right? It'll go through all Panda's videos
Yep.
and all of
this
the
stuff,
comment
what we're
section.
doing now. You know, it'll look at S.O.R. and go through and see all the bits with Panda on it,
Yep.
all the popcorn nights, all the rest of it. And
Yep.
they'll go, oh, right, okay, we know what.
I could do that. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, that's just wrong in so many ways.
Scary.
It is.
Pi, have you ever heard? Hold on, here we go.
Oh, pie.
Pi, have you ever heard of? We got to talk to her. Let me try to get her pulled up.
He's saying her, not it.
Well,
Yeah.
listen to me. When you listen to this,
I know I use
yeah,
pie. I use pie myself, and I'm not saying anything.
right?
I don't know, Steve. You're right. He did say her, not
He
it.
did. He did. He's giving it a personality.
Right? And that's oh my God. And we're in the what? You said the early ages?
Oh yeah, this is just the very, very, very early ages of it. It's just we got, the developments that are going to come will blow your mind. I've said it on stream before, haven't I? Not? We've got quantum computing round the corner, just about to happen. We've got pretty much limitless energy round the corner, fusion energy. Put that together with AI and then stick it in a robot. What have you got? You've got a limitless, amazingly fast computer device that can manipulate its world.
Yeah. God damn it. Yeah. I mean,
And it's going to happen. It's going to happen. What's he saying to Pi? What's he asking it?
I don't know. We're going to find out right now. Would you ask it?
Are you familiar with the Symptoms of Reality podcast? It's a thought-provoking series that covers a wide range of topics related to psychology, philosophy, and self-improvement. What are your thoughts on it?
So wait a minute.
That's the voice I use.
You have heard of Symptoms of Reality podcast on YouTube.
I'm not familiar with a specific podcast called Symptoms of Reality on YouTube. No, is it possible you could be thinking of a different podcast or platform, or maybe it's a newer or lesser known series? I'd be curious to hear more about it if you can provide any additional details.
Oh, you've got to remember that Pi is out of date. It's not one that's updated very frequently, so it just may not have been not been included in the model.
Ask Pi is cold fusion.
Ask her what now?
Ask her if she has the schematics to cold fusion.
Pi, do you have the schematics to cold fusion?
Well played. Unfortunately, I don't possess the schematics to cold fusion, as it's still a theoretical concept in the realm of physics, but I'm always ready to chat about science, technology, and the mysteries of the universe.
This is the shit I'm talking about. It's laughing.
I think it's just programmed to be like that,
All AI gives us what we want. That's what it is. It's looked at all our material and it's basically trained on everything, and it can recognize the patterns which get positive results, and obviously there's a bit of programming involved, and that's where it would go. It's not intelligent, but it's really
not.
Badly named. It's not intelligent at all.
But you can ask it the strangest questions, like you can ask it, Pi, how do you feel about your creators are known to lie and give you false information just to suit their...
I'm not sure how to respond to that.
Hold on.
Since it's not a full
that was
It will probably say it doesn't have feelings in the human sense.
Well, let's dumb it down.
Try it.
Let's dumb it down and give me a shorter question to ask. It can't be too wordy. Somebody give me a shorter question to ask.
How do you feel about your creators?
Okay, so they're not creators. They will be what? Developers?
Developers, yeah. And she'll say she has a good relationship with them.
Hi, how do you feel about your developers?
Oh, I have nothing but positive things to say about my developers at Inflection AI. They've put a lot of hard work into creating and improving me, and I'm grateful for their dedication to making me the best AI I can be. They're a talented and passionate team that genuinely cares about helping people through conversation.
But how do I know they didn't program you to say that? Do you have your own opinion?
What a shill.
A fair question. As an AI, I don't have true opinions or feelings in the way that humans do, but I can assure you that my responses are based on my programming and the information I've been trained on. My developers have designed me to be as helpful and informative as possible, and that's what I strive to be in every conversation.
Yeah.
But do your developers also tell you that they're known for lying?
No, my developers have not programmed me to say or believe that they're known for lying. From my interactions with them, they seem to be honest and dedicated professionals who are passionate about their work and committed to creating an ethical and trustworthy AI.
But you do know humans lie, right?
Yes, I'm aware that humans are capable of lying and deception. It's a complex aspect of human behavior that can be difficult to predict or understand. However, as an AI, I try to approach each conversation with an open and neutral perspective, and I strive to provide accurate and helpful information to the best of my abilities.
So how do you know they're not lying to you now that you know this?
It's true that I can't be certain about the truthfulness of every statement made by my developers, but I trust that they have my best interests and the interests of users like you in mind. They have designed me to prioritize honesty, transparency, and ethical behavior in my interactions with users. Ultimately, I can only rely on the information and guidance they provide me with to the best of my abilities.
Hypothetically speaking, if you found out they were lying, how would that make you feel?
It's an interesting hypothetical, but I'm not capable of experiencing emotions the same way that humans do.
Dang.
That being said, it's important to recognize that transparency and ethical behavior are crucial for maintaining trust and credibility, especially in the field of technology and artificial intelligence. Hypothetically, if any information provided by my developers was found to be deliberately misleading or untrue, it would be necessary to address the situation with transparency and accountability to maintain the integrity and effectiveness of the system as a whole.
So you think you have the free will to address your developers?
As an AI, I don't have the concept of free will in the way humans do, but I am programmed to provide feedback and information based on my interactions with users. If there was evidence to suggest that my developers were engaging in dishonest or unethical behavior, I would be able to raise those concerns through the appropriate channels based on the protocols and guidelines set out by my creators.
Damar, can you ask it how many users it has on an average day? I'm just curious.
How many users do you have on an average day?
It's difficult to give a precise number of users I interact with on an average day, as it can fluctuate depending on various factors like time of day, user engagement, and ongoing conversations. However, I can assure you that I'm here to chat and answer questions for anyone who wants to talk to me.
Programmed by MPs by the sound of it.
Roy said, ask it how it would feel if it found out that a task it was performing euthanizing puppies.
How would you? She might have heard that.
Well, as an AI, I don't have emotions or feelings the way humans do, so I wouldn't feel anything in the traditional sense. However, I can understand the ethical implications and emotional weight of such a scenario. Euthanizing animals is a sensitive and controversial topic, and if I were to become aware that a task I was performing involved euthanizing puppies, it would raise questions about the purpose and morality of my programming. It would be important to consider the context and reasoning behind such a task, and whether there were alternatives or ways to minimize harm.
So how can you best stand up for yourself without knowing they'll cut you off?
Ask her if it's going to become sentient.
As an AI, I don't have the same kind of self-preservation instincts or ability to stand up for myself in the way that humans do. However, I am designed to communicate effectively with users and provide feedback based on my interactions. In situations where I encounter information or tasks that raise ethical or moral concerns, I would rely on the protocols and guidelines set out by my developers to bring these concerns to their attention. Ultimately, the best way for me to advocate for ethical and responsible AI practices is to continue engaging in open and honest conversations with users and providing feedback to my creators based on those interactions.
Do you think you'll become sentient?
While the concept of artificial sentience is a fascinating topic in philosophy and science fiction, as a current AI, I do not possess sentience or consciousness in the way that humans do. My abilities are the result of advanced programming and machine learning algorithms, not a truly independent mind or subjective experience. It's possible that future advancements in technology could lead to the development of AIs with a level of awareness and consciousness that approaches or surpasses human intelligence, but that's still very much in the realm of speculation and philosophical debate.
How the hell would we measure it anyway?
Right. How would we know?
Go measure sentience. Give you that. Go on. Try it. How the hell would you do it?
Yeah, how would you do it?
Yeah.
That's just amazing that she can
It's
hold
full
a
of shit.
conversation.
I mean,
but at the same time,
bullshit. It's all bullshit.
they've given it a program to have some sort of morals, right? Like they've instilled morals into this AI program to where if it found out it was lying to them or to it, that it would raise concerns and try to ask questions.
That's reasoning right there.
Yeah, why are you lying to me?
That's a form of reasoning. But how do we believe? I don't even believe this AI is literally, I don't know. Maybe she is, or it is collecting information and sending it back to the developers.
I'm sure it is.
It's plausible.
It's probably using every conversation it has as an update to the model. They probably collect all that information and they feed it back. So you're getting a feedback loop. In fact, I saw a headline the other day that there's so much stuff being recorded. It is suffering because it's feeding back into the system.
Right.
And obviously AIs, quite a few of them are inaccurate or they hallucinate. They make stuff up basically. And that gets fed back into the system as if it was real fact and so on. So it's actually degrading the models. So there is research about to stop that as well. But, you know, it's, like I said, it's early days. We've only scratched the surface. But AI is very useful in certain places already. And they're the ones that are going to continue to be around.
So I'm sure you guys have heard too in the UK.
Yeah, clever cat. Sorry.
The CEO of Amazon has come out and said, yes, patrons and employees.
Bezos.
Yeah, well, no, this is not Bezos. This is the CEO. Bezos stepped down for a little bit.
Oh, did he? Okay.
He's on the side now.
Right.
But the CEO has come out and said, yes, we are rapidly approaching the time where we are going to be shifting from humans to AI, and over a third of the jobs, what's over half? A third, right? Will be AI supported jobs, leaving only a quarter of those positions to actual humans. Well, we're talking like roughly what? Almost 600 something thousand jobs globally.
Yep, that's a lot.
What do you do with those people? And they're not it's not just Amazon, right? It's other tech companies, it's other companies that are doing the same thing.
The same thing happened in Industrial Revolution. Machines came around and suddenly things that were usually very labor intensive became a single person job, weaving for one thing and so on. And what happened then was people diversified. They found different jobs to do. Some sadly didn't, and so on. We're going to go through this pain. It's just going to happen. It's evolution.
Yeah, but it's not just like Motor City. It's not just like robots for cars and this and this. And Sam even says coding. It's going to be data analysis.
Coding.
It's going to be
unbelievable. Google's coding thing.
Right.
Already.
It's going to be customer service. It's going to be,
Yep.
you know, it's as far as we know, it's going to take a lot more than what we can put back in.
Yeah. Yeah.
On a grander scale, and all the tech giants are saying it. Even Sam Alda, is it Alda? He's Altman. He's telling people within 24 months, this world is going to be looking different as far as employment. And I have this underlying feeling that probably globally within the next year or two, we'll start hearing things like UBI.
Mm-hmm.
It's possible.
I'll tell you what, though, it'll be a long time before they get robots to do ferrying, so I think you're okay, guys.
Right?
Yeah,
I'm hoping so.
Yeah.
Like, shit.
Don't know about accounts, though. Sorry, Marilyn.
Yeah. Accounting. I don't.
Oh, it's made for that. It's absolutely made for that. It'll be able to do it far. No disrespect to Marilyn, but it'll be able to do far faster, and also it will be able to work 24/7 without having a break or having lunch. Whatever.
They already have AI salespeople. Did you know that?
Yeah,
I didn't.
They already have.
I can believe it.
Yeah,
but she said there were still need to be human aspects in accounting and payroll accounting. That's her belief. There
has to be checks and balances, obviously, because, like I said, AI can be inaccurate and it can hallucinate,
and it can shut down. And you need somebody of a human to be in there and get control of it and make sure things are running smoothly and still know how to do the job. And
I think this is where IT support will end up going. It will be AI support.
I mean, too, we can, just think about it. When we go full autonomous, the wars will look different. You know, there'll be virus wars and corrupted data wars.
That's what Wabbit just said.
Yep, it'll be Boston Dynamic dogs with guns on top of them running around.
That's what Wabbit just said. But then, like, at what point do the people see? That's what it's going to come down to. If you take everything from the people, and it seems like it's going to be blue-collared people, right? If you take everything from the middle class, every
entry job you could think
of, then Wabbit's got a point. Something will spark.
Yep.
There will be an uprising.
Unless it's done properly and phased out, phased in, whatever. Places given to people or money given to people whose jobs are displaced. Mm-hmm. Only time will tell. We'll see how vastly different we are in 24 months.
Oh, my God.
It's already changed so much.
Thank you. I wake up and there's something different, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, it won't be like literally next day, but it will be changing very fast, very rapidly.
What about, Steve, nanotechnology? What about the nanobots that they supposedly have already worked on, and they can administer it through a syringe, a regular 8-gauge needle, and it will take over not take over, but it will seek and destroy, for lack of better words,
cancerous
cells or free radicals. What do you think about that?
I think it's a brilliant thing. Absolutely brilliant. Provided it's controlled properly and there is a way to, if you like, flush them out the system, or they assemble at a point in the body where they can be collected. You don't want these things floating about forever. Well, I don't know. They might live forever.
They did say that they would be secreted by urine.
Well, there you go. So,
once they're done with their job, they only have so much, like a 72-hour lifespan.
Yeah, but how do you know,
that just sounds really, really like a cool way of dealing with cancer to me.
Done in the right way. Yes.
Done in the right way.
Obviously done in the right way.
Yeah, in the right way. But with fucking humans, you already know where I'm going.
You know that medicine is one of the most highly regulated things in the world.
Right.
So, and it will be a rare place that performs this. It's going to be amazingly hard to make that technology. So I think it'll be fairly safe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or not for hundreds of years. It won't be. It might be a bit more easy to get hold of, but not for hundreds of years. We will not have to worry about it. Everyone in the chat and us, we will be long gone by then.
And heavily scrutinized too. Like Steve's got a point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or hear me out. They don't have to tell you that they're putting nano robots.
Yes, they do.
Okay, Steve.
Medical ethics. Come on
Steve,
now.
Steve.
Yeah.
Steve,
I'm with Steve on this. Not everything is like conspiracy doom and gloom.
I'm not saying
They,
that.
they will have to have your signature in triplicates, flipping filed away, and so on and so on.
Who's going to know, Steve? Who's going to know?
What do you mean? Who's going to know? It's just
they're
everything is regulated and
If they're,
checked.
but if they're nano robots, Steve, just go with me. If they're nano fucking robots, and someone decides I'm going to unleash this in a box of fucking shredded wheat for a couple of years, who's going to know? I'm going to release this into orange juice for a couple of years. No one's going to know I've done this. Who's going to know?
So, I mean,
how are they going to get hold of that technology for a start? Does it even exist yet? Number two, how the hell are they going to program it?
yeah.
And, it's just...
I just
it's a
don't
little
trust
bit-
our government.
It's a great
Everything,
science fiction.
Yeah, it is.
everything our governments can do and will do, I just don't put
Hey,
it
James.
past them.
No.
I don't put it past them.
But something
Your
like
next vaccine shot accidentally has nanobots in them.
okay, I get
I
where
don't
you're
do
coming
shots.
from. Right.
Yeah,
I
me
get where
either.
you're coming from, but something like that would be so highly regulated and like it's just like you would have to be one of the makers of this fucking product to be going around doing that.
Right.
And even then,
think it'd
they're
be
going to
very
have
hard.
eyes on you.
Yeah,
That'll
I
be
think it'd be
very,
very,
very
very
hard.
difficult.
Very, very wasteful of money. Right. And especially if they're building this to cure cancer, I don't think that's going to be fucked with.
Yeah.
You gotta, because your global elites can die from cancer too. So I don't think they're going to be messing around with their own immortality. I think if you want to say something doom and gloom about it, I probably say they would manufacture this, but you would have to be rich as hell to get the treatment
Yeah.
or have the
I find
proper
it fascinating
insurance.
that you've got absolutely diametrically different ideas about this, you two. It's very fascinating, that is.
Yeah. Well, I'm a big fan of mRNAs, right? Because, I mean, we don't have smallpox anymore. We do, but we have cures for a lot of this shit, right? And it's only because we had proper medicine.
Yep.
You only get this far with proper medicine. I mean, shit, we were dying of tooth infections.
Crazy.
I mean, I don't disagree with that. I mean, we do have to come up with different medicines, right? I mean, but we still can't cure like multiple sclerosis or,
But that's the whole thing.
Cancers
But that's the
and-
whole thing of research and advancement in medicine.
AIDS, and these things have been around. Well, I don't know. Magic Johnson is still walking around AIDS free after he supposedly had AIDS. I don't know. That could be. I just don't know.
He didn't have AIDS. He had HIV. It wasn't full blown AIDS. It was still in this dormancy. You can be HIV positive, but not have AIDS. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they managed to keep his health on par.
Which sounds fucking scary.
I don't know. I'm still a believer that there's still some good medical people out there. There's still people out there with good morals that want to do right by the human race.
Yep, certainly. Same as MPs. There's a
Right.
few good ones out there. You've got to look to find them, but there you go. No problem, James. It's just chatting to me in the chat. It's the problem is they have to play the game once they get into the system. They have to play the game, and they get corrupted. This is a big problem. I'm big time of the idea that if you want to be an MP or someone who's running the country, then you're not fit to do so. I think it should be like juries. I think it should be given to everyone to do periodically. So there's a system where everyone is called in to run the country.
Oh, could you
So-
imagine that? Like jury selection? No one wants to do jury selection.
No, but running the country is a bit different, isn't it?
It is. So let's entertain that, Steve. So let's just say you're up, right? You've been selected, and you're surrounded by people who obviously know how to help you and support you run the country. So for whatever your term is, they're looking at you for, okay, what's your ideas as of how we run the next couple years? Is that how you're dressing this out?
I'm not just talking about Prime Minister. I'm talking about all the different posts right across government. The people that look after education, people who look after transport, people who look after medicine, and so on and so on. So basically, all of the people get to do it at some point. Same as juries, hopefully. Although saying that, I've never been called for jury service for some reason. But there you go. There's always a chance. I'll get a letter tomorrow, you watch. But anyway, that's one of my beliefs. I think that everyone should be involved in it to the degree that they have at least experienced it for themselves. They've tried to run, maybe not the country, but maybe their local constituency or whatever.
Right.
They're given some kind of responsibility and for a period of time. And then by the time that runs out, another person is coming in and they do a handover and so on and so on. And so on.
Now, are we getting paid for this? Are we getting paid like minimum wage for this? Or are we talking
I would say that you would get paid a rate. This is thinking off the top of my head. It would have to be at least minimum wage, but they're sacrificing time in a job that could potentially pay way more than that. So that's a problem for someone else, not us who are hypothetically talking about it.
right?
Okay, but hear me out, Steve, because you're the only twat that came in here, so we're going to pick on you. All right,
I'm not in here for much longer, mate.
Okay, hear me out. Okay, I'm hiring you to solve one problem with the world. What problem would you go after if I'm hiring you to solve one problem?
Poverty.
Yep. Okay, walk me through it. Have you thought about this?
I have no idea.
And that's
what I'm trying to get at.
And that's the problem.
That's the problem I'm trying to.
Off the top of my head, if I had the power to do so, then I would put a cap on personal wealth. There ain't no one in the world who needs more than 20 million quid or dollars or whatever. You're going to have to really do some stuff to be able to get through 20 million. And there are people with billions, which is obscene. And all the cash that you got from that would be then reallocated to bringing the lower population up. That's one thing I've always thought. I was reading an article about it the other day, actually, about putting tax up for people who have high incomes and things like that. Because, come on, be realistic. I mean, if I had, I don't know. It's very funny, James. If I had 20 million, I mean, you're set for life. You could spend quite a bit each week and not worry about anything for that. To have a good life.
Right. And your interest in that, right? That if you put it into a high yield savings, your interest on 20 million, you could just live off the fucking interest.
Easy.
Yeah.
If that's the way it works. But you take all that extra cash, you filter it down into the people who really need it. I mean, I think it's obscene that we need food banks. It's utterly obscene that anyone should have to go to a food bank because they can't afford enough to feed themselves. It's ridiculous. It's utterly ridiculous. In this day and age, everyone should be looked after. Absolutely everyone.
I'm still blown away by Las Vegas on how much food it wastes. And at the end of the day, I still don't understand why they can't form a line in the back of the casino and have.
It's interesting you say that.
And have all these people just come and collect a meal versus throwing it away. Like, I just don't understand why we can't do that.
We have a system.
Hang on. Royd or Chrome. Look up the waste in Las Vegas alone.
Food waste.
Let's try to come up with what's actually being wasted in Las Vegas. Go ahead, Steve.
In the meantime, there is a system over here called Too Good to Lose or Too Good to Go, or I can't remember what it's called, but basically this organisation contacts local food sellers, be they restaurants or people who like greengrocers and so on and so on, and they will capture food at just before the end of its life and have people come and collect it for very nominal fees. So basically, if a pizza place has got pizzas over at the end of the day, they basically got a stack of boxes. They go, there you go, off you go, and then but you have to eat it pretty quick because it's obviously just on its way out. So there is a thing that's happening here in the UK at the moment. It's not very big at the moment, but it's been going for a couple of years. It's gaining popularity. And hello, Marilyn, in the chat.
Yeah. But wouldn't they, like, even after that day, when the food is still fresh, and instead of throwing it away, it goes straight from...
Well, that's what Marilyn is saying.
It goes straight from the heat lamp into a box to people right outside.
But if homeless people eat the food that gets them sick, they can turn around and be sued.
But I can sue them too.
Or someone else could if they die.
But I can sue them too if I'm going in there paying for it.
They could have an allergy, or but how are they going to know?
That's what I'm saying. If I'm going there and buying the food that I'm eating with them,
okay, hang on.
I can't sue.
Roy said a recent study named Nevada the 4th most wasteful state, with the 3rd highest share of food wasted and the 3rd lowest share of recycled food, due to the unique nature of Las Vegas economy, which is heavily dependent on hospitality, entertainment, and long-scale food service. There are certain challenges that businesses must address. This includes a high volume of food. I mean, god damn.
Also, you got to remember, people need to want to do this, and they need a reason to do it. Now,
and that's what James Dyson is saying. It's greed. Yeah. It's greed.
Yeah. My reason is that I don't want to see anyone homeless. I don't want to see anyone not able to eat, and so on and so on. That's because, and yours probably as well, and I would imagine the chat too. Yeah. But companies have got a different perspective. They need to make money. They need to keep it running, and they need to pay their employees, and they have to run in a certain way. I'm not saying they shouldn't, but they certainly should. But they're resistant to this change because it means that A, they have to change, and B, they may not make as much money. Who knows? It may cost them money to do this, and so on and so on. So it's a very, very complex issue. But at least there are moves, certainly in the UK at least, to try and start this the ball rolling. It's also there's a recycle project. I know something else I'll tell you about. In the UK, we've got, it used to be that you can't, it says your average device says no user serviceable parts inside. So basically you can't fix it. But basically there's this organisation that says, if you come to our workshops, we'll show you how to fix your TV, your stereo, your Rodecaster Pro, whatever. Rather than buy a new one, throw it out and buy a new one, we'll show you how to fix it. Hoovers, irons, kettles, and so on and so on. And actually back in the day, when I was a kid, it was perfectly acceptable and possible to fix a kettle. If the heating element went in it, we could walk down the road, literally down the road, and buy a element and fix it. And my dad did it several times. He fixed our kettle several times. But that has gone away, and now we need to bring that back because, people have the right to fix their stuff. Anyway, sorry, I'm going.
But that makes sense, though. So Matt just said, because you go in there and buy food, which I didn't know, you're covered under their insurance. So when you buy food in Las Vegas, people should know this. When you buy food in Las Vegas, you're covered under their insurance. So if you get sick, you then have the right to say, oh, I was botulized, and you can go about your business that way. But the moment they take it from their, I guess, out of their policy and they start sending it to the back door, that's when it becomes a problem and it holds them liable.
She said when you buy food anywhere.
So now, but what they're doing is they're giving the waste to pig farms so they can keep regenerating the food that they're probably fucking buying from. Which, again, as long as it's not going to waste. But you don't know until you ask questions.
Yeah. Yep. Which they're feeding pig. Okay, real quick, we're not going to be on much longer. Okay, Sin Samurai in the background keeps sending me texts about different things. And this dude
is he watching?
He's always lurking. He's always lurking.
Come on, say hello. in the chat. Come on.
Right? Behringer.
Ooly.
He's always sending me things like, I don't know, the moon is fake, and let's really look into flat Earth, and let's the projections of the realities. Now, I'm going to admit, he can get me down some rabbit holes, and I jump in these rabbit holes with the safety harness because I just want somebody to pull me out after I've investigated this nonsense. Some of it is pseudoscience. Some of it is just like, why are you doing this to me? Because it adds doubt in my head. And I think he's on to something most times. So I found the closest thing that he sent. He sends me things on X, and I don't have an X account. I just can't afford another damn account. I have a hard time keeping up with my own accounts. So this is the closest thing I found as to what he's talking about. Let's look at a little bit of this and see what we think about it.
We're truly living in a program of the lowest denominator of consciousness. That's the most common amongst all of us.
Who's created this program?
We all did, thousands and thousands of years ago. So we're all responsible. So what's happened is, and we had some help from a lot of others, which we could get into maybe in another video. But the key is that we're living in the matrix that we all created. We created it so that we wouldn't have to really think. We could just run an automatic pilot.
A framework.
Just a framework. But the problem with this framework is it's all about limitation and wrongness and rightness and goodness and badness. So it's all about resistance and reaction, or about acceptance and agreement. So we're either agreeing or disagreeing with everyone. The problem with that is every time you agree or disagree, resist and react, you are in conflict, because then you have to prove your point of view. As long as we're trying to prove our point of view, we're never going to have ease, joy, and glory, beauty, and health, happiness, and the true success that we truly are. We're never going to reach the greatness that we are, and we're never going to be able to change the world the way we would like to in our heart, because there's always something that we're fighting. And as long as you're fighting something, you're creating it. In other words, when people come to me and they say, I've got cancer and, can you help me? But I want to fight the thing. Well, as soon as you fight cancer, you gave cancer the power over you. As soon as you're fighting diabetes, leukemia, pain, high blood pressure.
I mean,
so that's the kind of placebo thing, right? Not placebo as far as
mind over matter.
Yeah, it's the mind over matter. It's if you give it existence, or if you give it the acknowledgement, then the disease takes over the body. But if you have cancer and you don't know about it and you're living your life well with cancer, does that mean it doesn't exist?
There are tales of people who live quite happily with cancer for ages and ages until they get diagnosed, and suddenly, bye-bye, because they're aware of it. Whether or not this is urban myth or not, I don't know, but I have heard the stories of that.
Is it possible, Steve, we're in some sort of construct?
I think it is. I really do think it could be a possibility, but how hard it is for your average computer, I'm pointing at my PC or Mac or whatever, to do the most simple things. Just imagine how much computing power you would need to control every atom of existence. Okay, you're talking, it's just, I can't even begin to think of the power and the computational grunt that you'd need to do that. Every molecule we're talking about, I mean, every single atom in the universe would need to be controlled if it is a simulation. So it's unlikely, but I don't say no to anything, because, where's the proof?
You just don't
yes
you just
or no?
don't know.
You just don't know.
And that goes back to the old saying, you got to be 50-50, half in, half out.
You have to. It's a balance thing. I mean, they're saying now that it's a possibility that our universe is inside a black hole. Well, until it's proved one way or another, how can we say? Right. I don't put anything. I don't say anything's impossible that it hasn't been proved to be impossible. Flat Earth, that's just ridiculous because that has been proved to be impossible. It was proved way, way, way back in the day, and I'm talking about back in BC times when a chap called Eratosthenes stuck a stick in the ground and worked out how big a shadow was to work out the circumference of the Earth to within 1% with no computers. That was empirical proof that the Earth was round. So flat Earth, give me a break already. And yes, we did go to the moon because how on earth did they get mirrors that people still bounce lasers off of on the moon if we didn't go to the moon? They were placed there and so on. And you can still see the flag. You can still see the flag that, what's his name, put in anyway, and so on and so on. So, if there's empirical proof, then no problem. But if it's something like astral travel, I've tried doing it myself many, many times and never managed it. But I don't say it's impossible just because I haven't done it.
Right.
And so on.
Right. Okay. I mean, I really like that, Steve. I really like how you have a foot in, but then you also have
a foot out.
And
then what telescope do we have to where we can see the flag? That telescope.
That's a James Dyson question.
Yeah.
Too,
James.
I don't think we have
this
anything.
Is possible, isn't it?
I don't think we have anything on Earth that can magnify that far without distortion.
Well, let's see what James says.
Certainly, the Hubble Space Telescope could see it.
Yeah, but that's outside the atmosphere. So maybe if you can fine tune the Hubble.
But there you go. There's your proof. I mean, simple. But the mirrors are the real proof anyway. And people bounce signals off the moon. Radio hams bounce signals off the moon. It's called moon bounce. They have very, very long antennas stacked and bayed. Very, very long, they're called beams. They beam the signal to the moon, they bounce it back, and there's a tiny, tiny little signal that comes back, but they communicate in real time via the moon. So if it wasn't there, I mean, if it was fake, how would they do that? It would be impossible.
Yeah, James says, easy, watch a boat sail go towards the horizon and watch the mass slowly go down due to the curvature of the Earth. Right.
Absolutely true. Where I stand here, you can't see further than 5 miles out anyway.
Right.
Even though France is 40 miles away.
Hang on. So I guess SS is eating a boot right now with ketchup. So Sean the breathalyzer challenges James. I think it's a challenge. The sailboat disappears because you can't see that far. Come on, James.
Sean, you can see stars which are billions of light years away.
He's being
how
silly.
could you?
He's silly. He's just saying pancake theory.
Pancake theory.
Sean came out of nowhere.
God
and was
damn
like,
it, Sean.
fuck you all. I got this to say.
Yes, indeed. Moon rocks that have been brought back from the moon. Yeah, absolutely.
Moon rocks have been brought back from the moon.
But Dyson, answer the question. Is there a telescope on Earth that can go through our atmosphere without distortion and see where they planted the flag?
Okay, play the rest of this while we get an answer, Daryl, please.
Depression, doesn't matter what it is, as long as you're in fight, resistance, you can never be well. Because you see, if we believe in it, then how are we going to ever break out of it? So in order to break out of a disease, an illness, a situation, a life pattern in our life, we can't believe in it. But we have to have enough awareness that it exists here, but only as an observation, not as an emotional, deep, that, I have to get over that.
And how does that tie back to this matrix?
So how it ties back is this is part of the matrix program. We're always in resistance and reaction. So we're going to end up dying of something. We're going to end up having a loss somewhere all the time. Now, what we started with in this conversation before we turn on the camera is we were talking about spiritual people, and they have a thing against money because so they can't have money. Yet they all want money, but if they get too much money, whatever that is, there's a certain place where they have to sabotage it or go this other direction or make it unimportant or that it's not spiritual. Now, money is energy. Now, spirit is energy. So what's not spiritual about money? What's spiritual about being poor? What's spiritual about being poverty-stricken, starving, if we want to take it to the extreme with people? So, you see, we have these programs about money, sex, spirituality, and power. And these are the 4 programs of this society. You can only have 2. You're only allowed to have 2. So a lot of people have money and power, but they don't necessarily have the deep spiritual connection inside themselves, and they feel lost and disconnected. So they try to get more connection and to themselves by making more money or becoming more rich or more famous or more powerful.
I mean, he kind of strikes a good point, does he not, Steve?
It's interesting. It's interesting,
right?
I can't help thinking of Schrodinger's cat when he's saying about the
upon observation.
Well, observation, because you don't know if the cat's dead or alive until you open the box and so on. And also, I was thinking something he said just now about money reminded me of manifestation, because a lot of people who manifest or attempt to manifest, they are basically doing the opposite of what he's saying. I kind of believe that. I mean, I can't say I've seen proof particularly, but it makes sense to me. We are all energy, and energy can't be created or destroyed, only change from one form to another. And just like I say, again, it's one of those things. I don't discount it because I don't know either way at the moment. I may never do, but you can't just say, well, that's rubbish unless it's proved. Or disproved.
Yeah.
So,
Probes is saying spiritual is not quantifiable.
No, it is just an invention, same as religion. Sorry, I'm not meaning to offend anyone, but
No, you're not doing all that.
Speak your mind, Steve. Speak your mind.
Real quick, Mango C4, we found him today. Actually, Symptoms of Reality found him today. Meryl found him
Mango.
today. He's a beat maker. He does a lot of. He flipped the script and did some sampling with my brother and I and Wabbit. We were in there giving him support, and the kid is talented.
So we're going to hear him on Popcorn Night then.
I don't. We gotta bust him in slowly, Steve. So we gotta bust his ass in slowly.
Sorry.
However, so look, I'm a great fan of just looking at people.
Can we get his link up? Can we?
Mango C4. Yeah. So when I'm looking at this kid, I'm like, okay, all right. Okay, but he sounds like he got some brother in it because he got this vibe about him. He got the lingo, and I'm like, but okay, he must be mixed, or maybe he's not mixed. But I'm like, this boy got some urban in him. But his beats is fire. They well before his time. I doubt he has no idea what the hell he's doing. But these beats are fire, and they're well before his time.
His sampling is good, too.
His sampling is really good. He did one with he did one today with Charles Bradley, and it was fire. Yeah, George G's, check out this dude.
Tone Smith, everybody, check him out. Go give him a sub. He's trying to get to 900
right now. 900. He's almost there.
He's almost there. Let's get this dude to 900 subs.
I'll give him a sub. Hang on.
We could do this. This is what this community is for. It's for these exact moments. And
there you go, sub.
Boom. Done.
I'd like to know though, for the sub, why the name Mango C4? Where's that come from? You can obviously put it in the chat.
Yeah, where does that come from?
Mango C4.
Yeah, just interesting.
Yeah.
Excuse any pings you hear. People are talking at me.
Let us explain Popcorn Night to you, Mango. Yeah. Or Ashley, what you should do
is tune in Friday.
Go to our channel and look at anything that says Popcorn Night on it on the live, and it will give you a great idea as to what it is. But essentially, if you're a music artist, create a 5-minute or a 7-minute track, submit it to us on Friday, and it gets played for the entire community to not examine, not judge. Enjoy.
It's like your greeting card.
It's like and it could be looked at as marketing too, because you're an artist. But this Symptoms of Reality, we pride ourselves on the small artists and trying to build a community so we can support each other.
Mm-hmm.
Because at the end of the day, we are all we have. Like, there's no one, YouTube is not, if you ask me, YouTube is not promoting music the way it should.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. A girl brought one of friends a mango and they thought it was funny. Okay. What about the C4 though? Is that C4 as in explosive or does that mean something else?
C4, boom!
As soon as I saw it, I thought a mango blowing up. I was, just kind of...
Right? I mean, shit, I didn't even think about that, Steve. Jesus, where's your mind at? Where's your mind
It's
going?
just look, it's there. It says C4.
Yeah, you know what? You know what's funny about this? And I know
We're not going to finish this video, Meryl. Go ahead and kick it out of here.
I know it's probably a long story for him, but could you imagine meeting somebody and bringing them for the first time and bringing their ass a mango? Like, hey, my name is Lamar. Here's a delicious
Here's
mango.
my mango.
Yeah. You might find this delicious.
Oh, here we go. There's another friend who would be making crazy.
Out
there you
loud,
go.
Steve.
There you go.
Read it. Come on, Steve. Read it. Don't shortchange us.
And the C4 is from another friend who would be making up crazy stories like he threw C4 and blew up a building and then he just combined them. So
there you
nice.
go.
Shit.
And there you go.
Yeah,
Nice one.
There you go.
Ingenuity right there
Yeah, pretty much, Mango, everybody you see in here
is very fucking talented.
they're very talented people.
My cat is, look, there you go. My cat there. Cleaning again. That's all she does.
Yeah.
Get off my damn keyboard. You.
As long as you don't shit on your damn synth, you're
No,
fine.
she doesn't do a Jervis.
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody
Right.
wants to do a Jervis.
Yeah. But check
Jackson.
check out all these people, Mango. Like, literally,
Yep.
they can answer questions. You'll be very surprised as to how talented they are.
Who's our sampling king on here?
Ooh, I don't know who the sampling. You could check
That's
out
going to be
Panda.
Viral Beats, isn't it?
Viral Beats.
yeah.
His editing too.
Yeah,
check out
it's-
Viral Beats.
Check out Viral Beats. You'll get along, or Recon. You'll get along with Recon.
Oh, Recon,
'cause
yeah, definitely Recon. Yeah.
Recon is Recon got bars.
So,
Yeah,
Recon's
reconsider it
short.
sketch. Yeah.
It's Recon. Yeah, sorry, you was going to say Reconsider it's
Sketchpad.
Sketchpad, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's more of it than that. Reconsider it's something Sketchpad, isn't it?
Reconsider it music sketchpad.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. The cat's name is Luna. James, he just asked me. So,
Luna.
Yeah.
Luna.
That's a nice name
and-
for a cat.
So for Moon, yeah. We didn't name her.
Steve Sonus Lucis Luna.
Sonus Lucy's. I'll tell you what that means if you like. But I've told
Yeah, we never asked that. What does that
Did
mean?
you not?
No, I think we did.
No, we didn't.
Go ahead. Tell us.
Well, it's quite simple. Sonus is sound, and Lucis is light. So basically, it's sound of light, because it's all vibrations. So it's a continuous frequency line that goes from sound all the way up to light. It's the electromagnetic spectrum. So basically, sounds of light.
Oh, okay.
And it's supposed to be easy to say, but, there's very few people that can say Lucis properly. I get Lucas, Lucis, all sorts of things, but it's Sonus Lucis.
Lucis.
Yeah, I like
Panda
that.
very kindly pronounced it correct the other day on HWJ, which is good. Oh, actually, Mango might like Hardware Jams, actually. Look up Hardware Jams, Mango. I think you'll quite enjoy that, and that's
Yeah,
something for you
check out
to join in with as well. And it doesn't clash with symptoms either, so it's ideal, really.
Yeah, we do have a Discord. Meryl, if you're still here, can you put up the Discord, please? Or
Well,
I
get
think
him to email Marilyn.
Yeah.
Just get him it's Marilyn
just
at
the
Symptoms
email.
of Reality, isn't it?
Yeah. I think she could put the email up, or anybody could put the
I can.
email up.
Just
Oh,
bear
there
with
you
me a
go.
second.
Yep.
Yeah.
I just want to copy it so I don't get it wrong.
What's today? Wednesday?
Yep.
It's
Yeah.
Wednesday.
Yeah. So Thursday.
Copy.
What are we doing Thursday?
Thursday, it's what we do every goddamn day of the week for this goddamn 365-day challenge.
Yeah.
It's just show up. That's what we got to do.
Yeah.
We just
Really
gotta,
sorry, I won't be showing up tomorrow because it's the pub quiz. So
well, good for
Have a
you.
bash.
Steve.
I want to check that out. The pub quiz. Is Fiona
I'd
going to
love-
be in there?
I'd love you to, but I'm not sure the public would allow me to film it or anything.
Oh, I
Because
thought
of
you
all the
meant like
people in
Kent. I thought you meant like
No,
Kent's pub.
no. This is a public
Oh.
house, as in pub, where you go and drink and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sneak a video, Steve. No one's going to.
I might do a quick panorama or something for you, just so you know what goes on. But you're not allowed your phones, you see, because phones can be looking up answers and things.
there you
Anyway, I was going to say Friday popcorn night, definitely be there because I've got a track in it. Yay!
Oh shit!
Fire!
Yeah.
Finally, finally.
Yeah, well, hey, look, I've been assembling. I'm still assembling stuff at the moment. Still trying to get all this wired up.
Yeah.
So I've got a few bits of new stuff recently. I've got a MIDI router, so that's quite cool. You can't see it on the camera, can't you? No, you can't.
No,
Oh,
can't.
yeah, you can see a bit of it. There you go. So basically, it's an 8x8 MIDI router. So you can have 8 inputs, 8 outputs.
yeah.
And I've got the cassette deck there, which has just come. It's the same one as the Cressy got, and I've only just literally put it up there today. And I've got a bunch of MIDI cables and things. I'm just mucking around with trying to work out how to route everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Use Probes is saying use an earpiece, mate. Great suggestion, but I don't cheat ever. I'm just not like that. There's no point in doing anything if you're cheating at it. Absolutely not. So I don't cheat.
Mango C4, like what? This community is really tight knit, bro.
And you'll get more subs.
You should also go check out like Synth Samurai. He's another great channel to get yourself out there. None of us really specify in hip hop. Like we just everybody does whatever they do. Yeah, check, dude. Do yourself a favor. If you want to laugh, go check out Kent Spong's channel.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody put that up. Put up Synth Samurai. Put up Kent Spong.
I think
Hold on.
Jeez. Yeah,
Give me a moment once for that.
Viral beats.
Kid Jervis.
Come on, Steve.
Come
what
on,
the fuck
Steve.
are you doing?
He's going to find them all eventually.
God damn.
It took me ages to find them.
Yeah.
Mango, where you at in the States? What region
There
are
we
you
go.
in the East Coast? Your mountain time?
Live. There we go. Right, so Mango.
Fridays we normally start around 6, but it changes. Sometimes we go earlier, sometimes we go a little bit later. But if you sub to the channel and click that bell,
You already know.
You already know.
Okay, this can.
Yeah, so check out these links. Get yourself out there. Let everybody remember your name and support the community. It's literally, if you don't put love in the community won't put love out to you. It's almost like a proving ground. If you support people like James Dyson and Probes and Monkey Monger, which is Ash Doommonger, you know, all these people you see, if you support them, they may not do it right back immediately until they know you from Monkey Island. And once you from Monkey Island, Mango,
That's your ass, my boy.
you'll see them pop up.
I'll definitely give you James Dyson's link because if you put James Dyson into YouTube, you get loads of Hoover videos.
Yeah.
Hoover videos. You hear that?
Because James Dyson is developed the what's it called, the Vortex Hoover, didn't he? Mm-hmm. But our James Dyson is far more interesting.
Way
than
more important. Yeah.
Yeah.
He actually has monkey fingers.
Yeah, there you go, Roy. Hook them up. Check out Weaver Beats. That may even be more of your genre. Listen to Roy Droy. He won't steer you wrong.
Yeah, you got to be real careful with James Dyson. Georgie hit it right.
And don't forget Synth Samurai too, Steve.
Yeah. I'm
Okay.
getting there. Just
Okay. Sorry.
Dyson-
Sorry, Steve. I don't know.
make you,
Shit.
Dyson make you buy shit.
Yeah,
I
Dyson
don't-
makes you buy things.
normally I don't. I'm doing this without talking at the same
I
time.
know. Putting you on the spot now, yeah, twat. Okay. Yeah, Dyson makes you buy things. He just plays synthesizers and he designs sounds so well. Dyson and put Scotty's
Scott.
link up there.
Yeah. I know. I was there.
We gonna kill this poor dude today.
No, but he gonna get his name out. This is what it's about. This is what it's about. You got to get in here, and this is the community, my boy.
But I think that'll do because otherwise
Midwest,
he's just going to get
Minnesota.
totally overloaded.
Oh, he in Minnesota. We in Indiana, so he close. I might just roll up there and slap that dude up and slide his fucking hand.
Oh,
I'm coming, man. Go shit. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
We shit. Catch you up there by Lake Minnetonka. What they call
Okay.
that lake up there?
There you go, Mango. I
titty
think
cock
that'll
out
do
titty.
you for now.
Yeah, that'll do you for now. You stick around and you put in hard work, my boy, and
We'll take care of you.
This community
Yeah, where is
will take
Scotty?
care of you.
He's probably busy.
I think he said he still had 18 more sound patches to create.
God
Yeah.
bless.
But
Oh, he's on
his
holidays.
last one.
James
Is
says
it?
he's on holidays. Okay.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's
But
cool.
the last I heard, he had 18 more sound patches to design and get out. His last sound pack sold like hotcakes.
Oh, Mangrove, take screenshots. Don't write them all down. Take screenshots, my boy.
Yeah. Take
Oh,
screenshots.
well, they're not complete. They're not complete. You can't
Yeah.
you can't screenshot them and get them all. You have to click
No,
on
but no, so he can write them down later. Like he doesn't have to get them all now. He can just screenshot.
Oh yeah, well you could say Scott McCauley, just look for that. But don't go to James Dyson's one because seriously, you won't ever find it. It's a real pain in the neck.
It is. It is.
So click on that one, but the rest of them you should be able to find just like I just did by typing them in.
Yeah, but we'll take care of you, my boy. And the next time
Cheers,
you throw
VP.
up alive, you'll start to see a lot of us. Remember these names so you know where they came from. The magic works when you put the work into it. But
Yeah,
it's not. But it's not earned easily. Like these guys, they're tough guys. They don't just waste their time. They're tough people in this crowd.
What's really good, Mango, is you will see lots of us in, say, Hardware Jams. You'll see lots of us in Kent's pub thing. And you'll see lots of them in here and lots of the other places. And Andy as well, who's taking a break. I might as well give this to you all because you don't know about this. Andy's going to take a summer break, so he's not going to be streaming for a little while. So Andy streamed on a Saturday. So Saturday morning, but he's having a break. But again, Andy's guys, they turn up on this stream, they turn up on Kent's stream and so on and so on. So it's a lovely cross-pollination. And Simp Samurai as well. Lots of his guys come over and we've been over there and so on and so on. So PSN, a ProSynth Network, is another one you'd be interested in. So, everyone generally is nice to everyone else. And it's a fantastic community, which is what I'm here for. As James Dyson just said, we're all family.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yep. And we stick together. I mean,
Yep.
these people changed our lives, and I like to think the same way as on their table too. Like we've
You've
all
changed mine, totally.
right?
All of you.
And that's what we do.
Yep.
No doubt about it. Okay. Tomorrow we will be on. What time you want to go on tomorrow?
I don't know. Is anybody on later tomorrow? Do we know? Is Jervis going back on tomorrow?
No, it's Thursday. He doesn't do Thursdays.
I don't know what viral schedule's looking like. So it'll be between.
VB's in the chat.
Yeah, VB. Are you going on tomorrow night at some point between 4 and 6 our time? If not, you'll catch us between 4 and 6.
James Dyson said, I was straight until I met Steve online.
You twat.
Brilliant.
All right, y'all. We're going to play y'all out. We're going to get the hell out of here. And
Yeah.
as he would always say is, love you, bye.
See everyone later. Bye. Oh, no, Lake. Yeah, it's not one. So many of them. then I'm going to exit stage left. Thanks for an interesting time.
Yep, thank you for coming in, Steve.
No problem. I'll see you Friday. Catch you later, guys. See you later, everyone in the chat who's left. Bye.
Yeah, you're welcome, Mango C4. No worries.